In my life that's going on. I could have easily made an excuse not to be here today, just like many of you and just like those who unfortunately aren't with us today. But the reason I am here is because I'm here to support those courageous workers, the nurses, the doctors, the childcare workers, the teachers, the child educators, and all of the other people who have chosen courage over fear and resigned because they didn't want to get a jab, they didn't believe it. So hands up. Okay, we need to give all these guys the utmost praise because they've taken it a step above a lot of people, okay? Very courageous act. And there's obviously a lot of support groups, and we'll talk about that today as well, I'm sure with Steph, to help those people find employment. Okay, so it's not the end of the road, it's the start of a new beginning. And here today is the start of a new beginning, okay? I'm here because, you know, my grandfather fought in a war for Australians' freedom. Who here has had family who's lost their lives or fought in a war? Yeah. What did they fight for, guys? Freedom. Freedom, exactly. Freedom from enemies. Unfortunately, now the government are the ones who are oppressing the people. The government, the privileged politicians, I should say. Corruption is what has happened. And now we're seeing the result of that through this crazy times we call 2020 and 2021 and into 2022, just around the corner, okay? They're trying to pass a mandate to jab kids as we speak, okay? And they're getting very close. So now is not the time to go quiet. Now is the time to speak up. Okay, our kids are not the property of the government. They're not the property of the sickness industry. They call the health industry. It's not a health industry, it's a sickness industry. They treat you if you get sick. They don't cure you from anything. Has anyone ever been cured from anything? Hands up, by a doctor? No. Okay, where I lived in Asia, it's preventative medicine. Yep. They treat you early. Yep. Then you don't get sick unless it's a rare case, okay? That's a wellness industry. In Australia, we work with a reactive healthcare system, not a proactive. And that needs to change. That's another topic. But it's one of the reasons why we're here. We've heard the stories of people getting paid money by hospitals to say that their loved ones died from COVID, when they didn't. Okay, one of our staff, I won't get into it because it's personal, but they lost their auntie. The doctors wanted them to put COVID. They were in Melbourne. They were in lockdown. They hadn't left their house in 3 months. They went to the hospital after getting jabbed and got extremely sick. The only time they left their house was to get jabbed. They were in lockdown in Melbourne, not allowed to go out. Went in, got jabbed, within hours they were back. But guess what? Somehow they got COVID within that 2 hours, and on their death certificate, the doctors wrote, guess what? COVID. Okay? It's okay to die from COVID, or with COVID, not from it. Tick the box, yep, you died with COVID, you died with COVID, you died with COVID, no problem. But when the vaccine causes death, oh no, it's not the vaccine. Oh no, it's your heart. Oh, you just got a rare complication. I mean, do they think we're stupid? Yeah, they do. They do, guys. I mean, this is beyond a joke now. I shake my head. Okay, I turned off my TV 14 months ago. Okay? It is just basically crazy what they're wanting us to believe right now. Okay? There's many people here that have amazing stories that are perhaps too afraid to share. And all I can say to you is don't be afraid to share, guys. More and more people sharing their stories is going to be what changes people's minds. You can tell them fact after fact about the reactions from the vaccines. We all know this vaccine has 800 to 1,000 times more harm than any other vaccine in history in just 5 months. Yeah. That's in the first 5 months. Exactly. All right, I'm not anti-vax, I'm vaxxed. I just will not be part of a global experiment. Show me a vaccine that has 10 years, no worries, I'll step up and roll up my sleeve, no problem. I'm not anti-vax, I'm anti-corruption and anti-experiment. Okay? Yeah. And I've got 4 young kids. And government, if you come after my kids, watch out. Okay? That's all I've got to say. I'm not a violent person, but when I get my teeth bit in, I'm a bulldog. I do not let go. Okay? And my teeth are bitten into this fight. And the reason being is not just for my kids, but for everyone else's as well. Now, a lot of people say, oh, what do they do at these protests? What do? They don't do anything. And I can tell you these protests are doing amazing things, guys. Okay? What they are doing is showing people they have a group of like-minded people. They're not isolated. They're not alone. Who's felt alone in the last 14 months, 18 months? Everybody. Okay? First, you were told you were crazy, then you contemplated you were crazy, and now coming here, you know you're crazy. No, you're not crazy. Okay? Exactly. Crazy for the truth.
Why be normal?
And guys, like I said, it's easy to be normal. It's easy to follow the narrative. It takes a certain kind of person to step up. It takes another person to step out and do what you guys are doing today. So thank you for being here today, guys. Thanks for being part of the solution, not part of the problem. All right, I'd like to say thank you to our boys in blue over there. Thank you, boys. Thank you, give them a clap. Thank you, okay? Because we're respecting everybody, they're respecting us, okay? And what I would ask for is that we keep these gatherings peaceful, calm, and for the kids as well, okay? Then that way we don't have any problems, all right? Perfect. Perfect. Yes, okay. That's perfect. Now, there's a great resource, Jarrod, I'll get his name right, he's not here today, but Jarrod spoke about, Jarrod, okay, I did get it right. Jarrod, we've been corrected, spoke about the website, Parents with Questions. Has anybody been on it? Yeah, if you have kids or you don't have kids, I recommend going on it. Okay, who has kids that are graduating this year from year 6, year 10 or year 12? Hands up. Okay, I've had numerous phone calls and messages from concerned parents that they are not able to go to their kids' graduation. That their school is taking away their right to see their kids graduate. And this is a sad truth, guys. It's happening in most schools. Some schools have been okay, but there are many schools that are having events and they've sent out information that unvaccinated parents are not welcome. And what that does is opens up bullying and coercion to the kids who go to these events without their parents. And that's not on. The government has led such a clever bullying and coercion campaign that now parents, educators and other people think it's okay. Yep. Is bullying or coercion okay? No. Not in the sandpit, not in government, not in the community, ever. Okay? Now, we're talking about what these protests do. Not only do they give people a chance to get out and get some vitamin B, what's a great thing for your immune system, guys? Vitamin B. Or D. I've got a vitamin B deficiency, so it's always on my mind. Vitamin D, guys. See, I'm up here. I'm not perfect, guys, but I'm having a crack, and that's what counts. Yeah. You don't have to be perfect to get up here and talk on a microphone. I can tell you that. You know, I've had a lot of experience around the world doing it, but you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be real and authentic. Okay, so if anyone has a story they would like to share today, more than welcome to come up and share it. Okay, just come up whenever you feel the need. But it looks like we feel the need. Perfect. What's your name? Debbie. Debbie, welcome.
I just want to share the story from 2 years ago when COVID first broke out in Victoria. My cousin is a specialised nurse, and she was one of the team of 12 that went from South Australia to Victoria to help in that nursing home where it all broke out in the first place. So after she finished that, isolated and got back home, I thought I'd give her a ring because she's got my blood. Spade's a spade, shovel's a shovel. So I said, right, what's the deal? So she told me that the 14 people that were labelled as dying from COVID, she said only 2 of them died from COVID. The other 12 died with COVID, but they died of what they were already dying from. And that was 2 years ago in the very, very beginning. So because she's in South Australia, I don't mind sharing the story. She's unfortunately double jabbed, her choice. But I just felt the need to just share that story from the very beginning because she was on the front line and that's the truth. Thank you.
Thank you. Get your name?
Jarrod. OD.
Yeah, Jarrod. Yes, Jarrod. So I'm going to hand you over to Jarrod. Was anyone here last week?
Yeah.
Yeah. Get ready for Jarrod, guys. Bring it on.
Okay, my people, look at yous. Love yous. Right, first of all, I've been asked a few questions. A few people have asked about the Eureka Stockade flag. Yesterday, thank you, here's my little girl. This is what we're fighting for. This is what we're fighting for. The future of Australia. Right, it's not for us, it's for them. Right, but basically yesterday, 160 years ago, the Australians fought at the Eureka Rebellion at Ballarat in Victoria. Okay, the cause was in the end lost. Okay, but that was a small cause. That was the start of democracy in Victoria, and then it spread to the rest of Australia. The Eureka Stockade flag was essentially 160 years ago us doing the same thing today, saying that the government is corrupt. They're bringing in extra mandates, all these extra conditions placed on regular civilians, and it's up to us to stand up, stand under the flag, and fight for each other. Yeah. Now also, at Bakery Hill in 1854, it is always worth repeating. We swear by the Southern Cross to stand truly by each other and defend our rights and liberties. That's what it's all about. We all come together as Australians saying, bullshit. Okay, standing up. The other thing I wanted to say, and I should have said it last year, not last year, last week, but it's probably...
Should have said it last year.
Great Lakes Advocate.
Yeah, where are they?
Where are they? It just proves it, all right? The media aren't here. They don't want to listen to our story. Let's stay together every week, every day if it has to be. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, all of you. I feel proud to be an Australian today.
People fired up today, what do you reckon? Who's fired up, guys?
Come on.
Another very fired up warrior woman.
Zebra.
Yeah, Zebra. Oh, no, Deborah. Great friend of mine that I've met over the last few months, and terrific businesswoman, mum, and proud advocate for no segregation and personal freedoms, guys. So I'll hand you over to Steph.
Thank you. Hard act to follow, Jarrod. I don't quite have that charisma, but we'll give it a go. So I'm Steph. I'm the owner of Go Vita, and from the start, thank you. From the start, I've really tried to provide support to businesses and to provide a platform for local businesses to promote themselves if they were choosing not to discriminate against people coming into their store. Unfortunately, this has been a very challenging time, and Joel supported me in this as well, because people have become very un-Australian, and have been dobbing businesses in. And I just am absolutely disgusted with the people we're not even a business that has to discriminate under these bullshit rules, but we still have people ringing Crime Stoppers and sending the police down to our business. And personally, I know many local businesses who are getting businesses. Now, the police have to attend if there's a Crime Stopper report. I'm not blaming the police here. My issue is with these people who are dobbing local businesses in, who are doing nothing other than trying to put food on the table for their family and support their customers. And it's just so un-Australian. It makes me so upset. So I just try and be a support for those people, but we also try and provide a platform for, as I said, those businesses to promote themselves and let the local area know. My focus has been quite local. Joel's moving more of his focus to more federal, which is great, and between everybody we get all of our bases covered. My belief is that we just all have the right to choose. I'm not vaccinated. I don't have any plan on getting vaccinated. My family are. Some of my friends are. I don't care whether you are or not. It's none of my business. What is my business is that everybody should have the right to choose what they do. That's just the number one thing that I think we're all here for, is our right to choose. So to that end, some of the things that we've made available locally have been through social media, in particular the Facebook group that myself and Kelly and now recently Belinda helped me to admin, which is our V or No V All Welcome group. Unfortunately, social media is, as with all of these aspects of suppressing information, now social media is coming down really hard on us. So the news aren't reporting what's going on with adverse events. They aren't reporting the real information of who's dying from COVID. And now they're also stopping us at a personal level from talking about this stuff on social media, shutting down accounts, closing down groups, locking people out. So, we need to find other ways to continue to come together and to share information. So one of the best ways we can do that is coming together. Let's do it old school. Let's come together on these days, talk to people, make connections, meet friends, share phone numbers, share email addresses, connect with people that are part of your tribe. It's very empowering for you personally as well, and can make you feel, as Joel said, not alone, which is really important. But outside of that, there's a lot of things that we can do. So our group has now set up a Telegram page, and I know a lot of people are moving across to Telegram. Certainly it's a bit more difficult probably to navigate than what Facebook is. It's a little bit clunky, and it can be hard to go back and find information that you're looking for, but with time, when more people use these platforms, they will improve. Facebook was different when it started all those years ago as well. So we've created a Telegram group as a backup for our V or No V page locally, so that we will still have something that we can communicate. I've also just started doing a local newsletter as well. So a lot of people have already subscribed to that and got their first edition of their newsletter yesterday. Anyone who would like to be on that mailing list, please come and see me today. I'm just going to get you all to punch your email address onto a notes on my phone, and then I'll add them all into the mailing list when I get home, and I will resend the email newsletter to all of those people that give me their details today. It's just so frustrating now with these new rules. I just this morning and last night read the full rules of Facebook, and they are just completely stopping us from talking about anything. You can't even talk about anything that's contrary to the mask wearing, to social distancing, to the vaccine rollout. We're no longer allowed to have an opinion, people. It's a joke.
Unbelievable.
As we know, we've got an election coming up next year. We've got a federal election. Now is the time where you don't get lazy. Come out, support events, write letters, contact politicians, keep the pressure on. They're running scared. Look at all the resignations that are happening in politics at the moment. Yay, get rid of them. They're rats sinking, deserting the sinking ship. And the more that go, the better. The more chance we have of getting people that are about pro-choice, pro-freedom. So keep the pressure on, keep coming to these events, and I think that we will be able to make some real change. The next event that I just want to quickly tell people about is we are planning another picnic. We had one a couple of months ago out at Tiona at the Great Lakes Sailing Club. It was great. We had about 80 people there. We do have another one. We're going to do a Christmas picnic, just a social event, people. This is not about protesting. This is just a chance for us to all have a nice day, make friends, make new contacts, share information, have a couple of drinks, have some food. I've had a lovely gentleman, Luke, approach me today and has offered for his band to volunteer to perform at the event, so we'll have some live music as well. So thank you, Luke. So that's Amp Hour is the name of the group, so thanks guys, that's totally awesome. So that event is going to be on the 19th of December. We're going to kick off at 12 o'clock, it's a Sunday, out at the Great Lakes Sailing Club out at Tiona. And you know, everybody is welcome, family friendly event, bring your kids along. And hopefully we'll get some good weather and we'll have a great day. And again, thank you everyone for coming today. Keep that pressure on. Thank you.
Fearful to come out and say it, okay? And Steph was the first prominent business owner that I met who was out there like me, banging the drum saying, come on guys, we've got to make a change. So there are more and more business owners that feel the same way. Okay, this is what I wanted to tell of you. I have people coming into my business, Boat Shed number 1, every day. Yesterday, yeah, every day, okay? Telling me their stories, telling about what's going on. And there are not just the hundreds of people that are here, there are thousands of people in our local community who feel the same way. They're just too scared to be here today, okay? Or they're too scared to stand up because their family, their government, their friends are bullying them. Okay, and that's what really gets on my nerves. Everybody should have a voice, and everybody should have their voice be able to be heard. Do you agree? Yes. Okay, and my voice, you'll probably hear a lot over the next 6 months. I've decided to step up because one of my great mentors taught me, if it's up to be, it's up to me. Okay, and I'm sick of the Liberal, the Labor, the Greens, all of these political parties telling us one thing and then doing the exact opposite when they get to term. Okay, it's got to stop. It's got to stop. There's great parties like One Nation, there's great parties like UAP, there's great parties that are forming like Ricardo Bossi, GAP, Great Australian Party, okay? All of these minor parties need to work together at this election, okay? And that's going to be one of my roles in helping make that happen. So hopefully we can do it in our local electorate and then take that to the federal electorate as well. Okay? Really important that we all work together. We all have the same cause. They may think differently about certain things. That's irrelevant. Anything at the moment is better than Labor, Liberal or the Greens. Okay? Full stop. Anything. This little girl could probably do a better job. Seriously. The dog even. Like, much better job than our politicians right now. Yes. Okay, who's got a vote today? Hands up. Okay. Do not vote for Peter Howard. Do not. Pro-vax Nazi. Okay? Nothing personal, Peter, but your attitude tells a lot about who you are, and I don't think you're a good community voice.
What's your thoughts on Jeremy Miller?
Jeremy Miller. Politician.
That's what I thought.
Politician. I asked him the tough question, and what did he say? That's not a council issue.
I asked him this morning the same question.
I explained to him that it is a council issue. Look at all the community members here today.
Exactly.
Typical politician response. Okay? When I said I represent people, his tune changed. And he said it's a democracy. He supports mandates, he supports health orders. So if you want freedom, do not vote for Jeremy. I'm sorry.
Sorry too.
Peter Epov, fantastic. I don't know his views, but what he's done for the local community, very good. The problem is, don't vote above the line. Because if you vote for Peter Epov's team above the line, number 2, which is Peter Howard, gets in not by his own merits, but because everybody voted for Peter Epov. Does that make sense? Yeah. So vote below the line, okay? Vote for everybody in that team are very good. Paddy Hogan, another great candidate who I've spoken with. Kieran, young guy, fantastic candidate. He'll do a lot of good things for youth in this region as a councillor. Catherine Bell, very good. Catherine Bell, yes. The whole team, guys. But like I said, vote below the line, okay? Catherine Bell, I've been made aware, is pro-freedom. Okay, they're not going to be here banging on about it like us, but they support the movement to a degree. Okay? Unfortunately, there's no one who's pure freedom fighting in our council.
No, there isn't.
There really isn't. But, like I said, better we put the independents in than Labor, Liberal or the Greens.
Right.
Okay? So don't do a donkey vote. I had a woman talk to me today across the bridge. Don't do a donkey vote. The reason being is that means that the major parties could get in because you didn't vote for an independent. So make sure you vote. Make sure you vote below the line and just trust your gut. Okay? Better an independent than Liberal or Labor. That's why we're in this mess. The Liberal government and national government control council. They control state and they control federal and our electorate. What does that mean? Corruption? One word comes to mind. Okay, they have complete control over our local community. And it's got to stop. The first stop in this train is the election today, council election. Get the independents in. We'll find out what they're about once they're in. Okay, bottom line, that's how you should vote today. Independents.
We can sway them later.
Yeah, exactly. They're independent, so they'll listen. Okay, if there's enough voices, they will listen. Major parties, they never listen. They tell you they're going to listen. Have you seen the local member? He listens, he cares, he acts. All I've seen is him giving checks in photos like this. That's all I've seen here in our local area. Okay, we need someone who's proactive, someone who's going to get up and make change and represent the entire community, not just a small portion of it. Okay, now would anyone else like to come up and say some words today, share a story? Yep, perfect. I love your tiger.
Thank you.
Welcome, Liz, and what's your name, sweetie?
Hannah.
Hannah?
Hannah Elizabeth.
Hannah Elizabeth, very nice to have you girls.
Hi guys, I'm so pleased to be here. This is my second march. I am coming representing, I guess, maybe a bit more of our faith community who have felt, I would say, discriminated in the church. That the church has unfortunately followed along with the narrative, and there are many of us who have not, and I just wanted to say you are not alone. You know, the Bible says, blessed are the peacemakers, not the peacekeepers. And it's time we realise what the difference is, and that a peacemaker stands. We do not get railroaded. We stand for honour. We stand for integrity. We stand for truth. And so many of us are doing that. Many of us are here. God honours those who stand against tyranny. Jesus himself was a peacemaker. He stood against the governments of his time. Our Bible is filled with stories of people who stood against tyrannical governments. We as a people should stand, and it's so beautiful to be here and witness you all. We have a group through Facebook, and we're setting up on Telegram as well, called Arise and Pray, and we have been coming with like-minded believers to pray for God to move on our government. And if they're not going to do what God wants them to do, then God removes them. So we are in a time where I believe personally that the God of justice is about to turn up on the scene. It's not Jesus baby meek and mild, it's Jesus coming with a sword. That's why I have this shirt that says, hold on, the King is coming and he's not in a manger anymore. I think we could very clearly say that God would be very PO'd by the state of our governments. You know, the Romans 13 has been thrown a lot around in churches trying to make Christians toe the party line. No, we got to obey the government. What's the other side of that is that God can raise a government, but God can pull down a government. And that we are called to submit to rightful truth, honour, integrity. And when we do not see that in our government, God expects us to stand against that. And so I just wanted to share that from a faith perspective for many Christians who are feeling alone, that there is a body. If you want to get connected, reach out to me, Elizabeth Mitchell on Facebook. I can connect you with the Christian Tribe. If you've already got a group, awesome. But keep standing. We're on the right track. And one other thing I want to say is something that I came across a couple of months ago is that God is not using this season to break us. He's using this season to make us. How much have we all grown as people? individually in this season, that we can now look at the prospect of being discriminated against restaurants and cafes and go, you know what? I have a picnic with my kids. It's no loss to me. We are growing as a people, and that's a glorious thing to behold.
You sure can. Welcome back. How are you? And what was your name? Barbara. Okay, Barbara's going to give you a few words now, guys.
Hi everyone. For those of you that were here last week, standing in the rain, having a wonderful day, reconnecting with some amazing people, my message last week was one of hope and love. And I spoke about staying in your truth and connecting to your place of love, which is in your heart space, and how powerful we are when we are connected to the power of love. So I've got a lot to say, so just give me a moment while I just bring through for everyone here what's something that's going to impact on everyone as much as I can in a positive way. I'm all about protecting the children, and I believe that this is something that everyone, no matter what position you stand or whether you believe in all the theories or whatever's going on out there, we all want to protect the children. That's something that we can unite about. And I also wanted to tell everyone that's here today that as a soul, we chose to be here. We chose to be awake. And we also said that I will remember who I am. And I just want you all to have an opportunity to go into your heart space today, connect with the soul, your soul, love within, release all that external stuff that's distracting you from your truth, and stand in your power, because we are powerful when we are connected and when we come from that place of love. So when I say be in the place of love, it doesn't mean don't take action. What it means is take inspired action. So you're not taking action from a place of fear or anger, because when you're in, I'm an energy healer, so I'm talking in the energy realm here. When you're taking action from a place of anger or fear or sadness or resentment or regret, you're actually giving more attention and your very valuable energy to that same situation, and you're going to attract more of the same. So my message, my very, very, very strong message to everyone that's here today, we're awake for a reason. We need to hold that powerful energy of love and allow the others to come to us. They will wake up eventually, but our job is to stay in the power of love, to stay in that energy and to hold it for everyone else that's still sleeping or that hasn't seen the truth. That we hold that place for them until they do wake up. So I just want to send love to everyone that's here today. I'd like to also send a blessing and gratitude for that we've all come together, that we're all united for freedom, for peace, for love, for harmony, respect, joy, trust, appreciation, and all those wonderful things that is our divine right to have in our lives and to be a part of and to reconnect with. So I encourage you all to stand in your power and stand in your truth and reconnect to your soul, because that's where the truth is. Thank you for your listening to me today. Thank you.
Wise words of wisdom, guys. Wise words of wisdom. And who do we have? Lana. Guys, next I present Lana.
Hey everybody, I've never done this before, so I'm a bit nervous. But I'm standing here today for my brothers and sisters in the Northern Territory. What's happening in the Northern Territory right now is absolutely criminal. And they've sent out an SOS. They've been, they've had their food withheld from them, water. They're locked in their houses. The army's on the streets, and they need somebody. They need us. to help them. You know, they need to get their word out, and here I am. I'm only just one person, but I can do whatever, you know, and it's just, I don't even know what else to say. But yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thanks for having the courage to get up here. And that is a really, really distressing topic right now, guys, what's happening in the Northern Territory. If you're not across it, I recommend you check it out. But as our previous speaker said, don't dwell in the negatives, dwell on the positives, because what you think about, you bring about. And that is something that I learned at a very early age, growing up in Housing Commission and in the mission, is whatever you think about, you bring about. So if you constantly focus on the negatives, guess what happens? Negatives will happen in your life. Think about the positives. And the positive thing that we can do with the Northern Territory situation is spread the word, guys. Uncover the truth and spread the word. That's the only way that we can get enough people to stand up and do something. Okay, what's happening up there, we thought our human rights are being crushed. What's happening up there is just, I can't even repeat it on a microphone. I don't want to. Okay? We need to share that information. We need to get it out. Okay? And that's the best thing you can do besides driving up there and giving them support, which I don't recommend, but you can do. Okay? All right. Now, do we have anyone else who'd like to give us some kind words?
Yeah, me.
Yes. Yeah, perfect.
I need that mic though.
I'm just going to play a song that most of you will know, and I would love if everyone can join in. It's Pink Floyd, Brick in the Wall. Do you want to speak after the song?
I'd stand up, but I'm mortally wounded, so... Okay. We don't need no education. We don't need no thought control. No dark sarcasm in the classroom. Teacher, leave them kids alone. Hey, teacher, leave them kids alone. All in all, it's just another brick in the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. We don't need no education. We don't need no thought control. Dark sarcasm in the classroom. Teacher, leave those kids alone. Nice feeling there, people. Hey, teacher, leave them kids alone. Another brick in the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. That'll do. Thanks for singing along, everyone. Sounded great.
Appropriate tune for today and the current environment.
It was supposed to be Pfizer leave those kids alone.
Next time. And speaking of next time, guys, next weekend it's going to be Sunday at 12 o'clock for Reclaim the Line. Okay? So Sunday, 12 o'clock. Okay? Forster side of the bridge. Okay? Like I said before, it's not a time to get complacent. Okay? The kids are on the line this week and next. If enough people stand up, the government will rethink. If we don't, guess what's going to happen? It's going to come out. So get your voice ready, get loud, and make a difference in your own way, whatever that is. Okay, just don't sit at home. Definitely don't watch your TV, unless it's Netflix. Okay, and make a positive impact this week. Can I get you guys to commit to something for me? Can you guys do that? Yeah. Okay, this week I want you to commit to one positive change in your life that brings other people happiness. That could be defending kids with the vax. It could be doing a good deed. But do one thing of gratitude and one thing of kindness this week that's positive in your life. Because what did I mention before? What you think about, you bring about. What you do has way more energy in your life and will bring you more prosperous things in your life as well. Okay, so next weekend, remember, 12 o'clock on Sunday. Okay, come down here. Missy, I've got a terrible memory. Steph, okay, I just met Steph. Literally a goldfish I am. But I'm going to introduce Steph. Give Steph a large round of a hand.
Hey guys. Yeah, I'm bloody nervous. Naked. I came to Australia 7 years ago from Germany, and this hits close to home, I think, all this going on. So I decided to do something and came up with the idea of a flash mob. So whoever want to dance and bring the message across in a, I don't know, dancing manner, flashing manner, whatever. I will be here for another, don't know, half an hour. If you want to do something, just come, I get your number, and then we start from there, I think. All right, that's it.
Thank you, that's awesome. Yes, Bernie. Sorry, Bernie. I don't need to ask your name. And guys, we have one last speaker for today. Unless anyone else would like to say something, please make your way up. But let me turn you over to Bernie for the next few minutes. Everyone give Bernie a large round of applause.
Hi everyone. Is there anyone here from Halliday's Point? Oh, other than the few that I already know. I think we need to do something about that. Following on from what Steph has said, and as you know, there's lots of support groups around. Just wanting to let you know, and if you know people at Halliday's, we have a support group in Halliday's as well. It's called Hands for Halliday's. At the moment, it's just getting off the ground. We meet every Sunday at 3 p.m. at the reserve at the end of Redhead before you go down into the beach area, Redhead Road. So you go past Seascape and keep going till you get to the very end. At the moment, we're just talking about how we can support each other, particularly if things turn really bad, because we're in a situation out there where there's pretty much only really one road in, one road out. What would happen if that got blocked? What would we do? How would we support each other? How can we help each other out? And we're looking to move towards, I guess, a swap type of thing where we can grow produce and support each other that way. So if you know of anybody in the Hallidays area who might like to join in with that, send them down to the Redhead Reserve at 3 o'clock on any Sunday. The first, bit of a freedom market. First Sunday of every month is going to be like our core meeting, so that's when, if you just want to come on occasion, that's when it probably would be the best one to come to. But we'll be there every Sunday, rain, hail or shine.
Thank you, Bernie. Thank you. And what do we say? Save the best for last? So what was your name? Anne. I'm going to introduce you to Anne, guys. Give Anne a round of applause, please.
Hi, I'll just give some context. I actually raised my 4 girls in Forster, and then I moved to Wingham 30 years ago, and I have 9 grandchildren. So this is very dear to my heart in all ways. And I just want to let you know, like, I am a believer. I walk with the Lord Jesus Christ. And I do not forget you when I'm in prayer. And I know there are many Christians who are so blessed by all of you who have hearts that actually desire to express the truth regarding sovereignty and your soul and the beauty of children and everything that goes with that. And there is so much more to the picture than what we see here right now. There are the suffering that would be happening in the classrooms, in the type of things that are being said and told. And where I work, I see babies come in and their mums are wearing masks, and you think about it's just massive, the damage that is being done. So it is even more incredible, the beauty of what you are all doing in coming here. And I just really want to thank you. And on top of that, I want to thank the one who is love. And the love of God is the word agape. And it's a word that had to be picked out very carefully, because it's not the same as phileo, which is brotherly love. It's not the same as eros, which is the love in a marriage. And it's not the same as storge, which is that lovely, comfortable old slipper. Put them on when you get home in the winter especially. But it's a love that actually describes a desire to go forth and do the highest and the best for the other. It's a laying down of your life for someone else. And I just want to really thank you for all of you that you are actually acting in that without probably even knowing it. And I just want to say a very quick prayer. I want to thank you, Father. I thank you so much that you are love and that you are irrepressible and that you are a God that goes forth and you speak the truth, and that for which you have spoken you do perform, and you do bring forth life that is abundant within every person, Father. In Jesus, amen.
Thank you. Hey girls, how are we? And boys.
Willow wants to say something.
Willow, would you like to say something? How about I come down to your level? Willow, would you like to say something? Take the microphone.
Oh, you changed your mind now.
Got me to say.
You can do it.
You can do it, Willow. Give Willow a round of applause.
Go, Willow.
Well, you can do it. Why you do Willow?
Go, Willow. You can do it. No, you're too shy now.
Come on, darling, you can do it.
Willow's mummy lost her job, 2 of them, because she stood up for her children. And Willow knows that if her teachers come up to her or her school comes up to her and says, you need to come here and get this, she's going to say, no.
And thank you, one of the courageous women that gave up her employment because she knew it was the right thing to do. Okay, so thank you. And